In the golden afterglow of their story, something extraordinary continues to unfold, a phenomenon that no script, no director, no marketing team could ever predict. Kai and Tan Songyun have become more than co-stars. They've become symbols of what happens when authenticity sneaks into fiction, when two people meet at the intersection of art and emotion, and something unspeakably human takes root. Even as time passes and new dramas flood the entertainment landscape, their names remain inseparable in countless hearts. The internet still trembles whenever they appear together. A simple photo, a brief interaction, even a nostalgic clip from their series can ignite entire communities into renewed fascination. It's not just nostalgia, it's recognition, the sense that audiences witness something genuine in an industry built on illusion. Their love story, whether real or imagined, continues to live in the spaces between pixels and hearts. Fans call it the lingering dream, the feeling that lingers even after the credits roll. And that dream shows no sign of fading. In recent months, a new wave of fan edits has swept across social platforms, compiling every shared glance, every smile that seemed too private, every behind-the-scenes moment where Kai looked at Songyun as if he were forgetting the cameras existed. The comments sections are flooded with theories that range from tender to wildly imaginative. "They must still keep in touch," writes one user. "You can't look at someone that way and just forget," insists another. Each theory is less about truth and more about longing, the longing to believe that the love they portrayed on screen transcended the boundaries of performance. Because in a world hungry for authenticity, even a hint of sincerity feels like gold. And Kai and Songyun have given the audience exactly that, a glimpse of something that feels heartbreakingly real. When Kai appeared in a recent magazine interview and was asked about his most memorable scene with Tan Songyun, his response set the internet ablaze. He paused for a long moment before answering, "There was one scene we filmed in the rain. The script said I should hold her hand, but when I saw her shivering, I just forgot about the lines. I just held her. It wasn't acting then." That quiet confession, delivered without pretense, without exaggeration, resonated across social media like a confession of love disguised as professionalism. Fans replayed the scene and noticed it too, the trembling, the tenderness, the unscripted stillness that passed between them. In the world of cinema, such moments are rare, not because they can't be performed, but because they can't be faked. Tan Songyun, on her part, has always been eloquent yet discreet. She doesn't feed the rumor mill. She simply smiles when asked about Kai, her dimples deepening with that familiar warmth that fans now associate with him. In one interview, when pressed about their chemistry, she said softly, "Sometimes, when acting feels easy, it's because you're not acting anymore." The audience didn't miss the implication. The quote went viral instantly, translated into multiple languages, shared with captions like, "She admitted it in her own way." Whether she meant to or not, her words became another thread in the intricate tapestry of their myth. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere between them reportedly remains just as comfortable and genuine. Crew members from You Are More Beautiful Than the Starlight have shared anecdotes that fans now treat like sacred lore. One lighting technician revealed that even during breaks, Kai and Songyun would stay in character, not out of method acting, but because they simply enjoyed talking, laughing, existing in each other's presence. They didn't retreat to separate dressing rooms. They shared snacks, exchanged music recommendations, and sometimes walked around the set as if the world outside didn't exist. To anyone watching, it looked less like co-stars and more like two souls quietly orbiting each other. It's fascinating how the public's imagination fills in the gaps, weaving every small gesture into a larger narrative. When they attended an awards ceremony months later, fans noticed that Kai subtly adjusted his pace to match Songyun's shorter steps as they walked the red carpet. The camera flashes caught him glancing sideways at her, his expression soft, protective. That single frame became a viral meme labeled "husband look." In fan communities, these micro-moments become proof, little puzzle pieces suggesting a secret relationship hidden in plain sight. Even professional commentators began to take note, describing their dynamic as a rare alchemy of comfort and admiration that transcends performance. But beyond speculation lies something far deeper, the emotional aftermath of what their collaboration created. Kai and Songyun have redefined what modern romantic acting can look like. They brought vulnerability back to the screen. Instead of polished perfection, they showed hesitation, trembling, awkward laughter, all the messy, beautiful elements of real affection. Their scenes breathe because they allow imperfection. In doing so, they've given audiences not just entertainment, but catharsis, the feeling of watching love in its rawest form, unpolished yet achingly real. Cultural critics have compared their dynamic to the great on-screen pairings of cinema's golden era, Hepburn and Tracy, Bogart and Bacall, couples whose chemistry transcended performance and entered legend. Kai's stoic gentleness mirrors an old-school romantic hero, while Tan Songyun's sincerity brings the freshness of modern love. Together, they've created a love language that feels timeless. The industry, always chasing formulas, has taken notice. New dramas are already trying to replicate their magic, pairing different actors in similar emotional storylines, echoing the aesthetic of "You are more beautiful than the starlight." But audiences remain unconvinced. They can copy the scenes one fan wrote, but not the soul. And perhaps that's what makes the Kai Songyun phenomenon so unshakable. Their connection doesn't belong to one project. It belongs to the shared emotional memory of everyone who watched them. It's a cultural heartbeat, one that pulses through fan art, music videos, and endless forum discussions. International fans have even organized annual online events called Starlight Day, where they rewatch the drama together, share messages, and vote for their favorite moments. What started as a simple fandom has become a living archive of emotion, proving how stories, when infused with genuine chemistry, can transcend borders and languages. Meanwhile, the actors themselves move forward gracefully, never exploiting the rumor yet never denying the affection that fuels it. Kai's upcoming roles show his growth as a performer, more nuanced, more emotionally restrained, perhaps shaped by what he discovered working alongside Songyun. She, too, continues to flourish, her roles increasingly mature and introspective, carrying echoes of the depth she once shared with him on screen. Their individual successes don't erase their shared past, they amplify it, reminding everyone that the most powerful collaborations leave an invisible thread connecting hearts long after they part. Interestingly, industry insiders reveal that both actors still maintain contact, exchanging messages during festivals and birthdays, small gestures that fuel endless speculation. One assistant on a recent set recounted that Kai smiled while looking at his phone one afternoon, murmuring something about an old friend who still teases me. Whether that friend was Songyun remains a mystery, but the internet, predictably, decided it was. Within hours, Kai old friend trended across social media, another spark in the fire that refuses to die. And perhaps that's how their legacy will continue, not through confirmations, but through moments of almost. Because sometimes, what we can't name becomes the most powerful story of all. The mistaken wedding rumor might have started as an accident, but in hindsight, it feels less like a mistake and more like destiny's mischief, a playful reminder that love, when it's real, rarely fits into neat definitions. Fans often say that Kai and Songyun's story feels like a love letter written in invisible ink. You can't see it directly, but you can feel it, pulsing beneath the surface of every frame, every quote, every silence they share. Even now, long after the initial frenzy has calmed, a quiet devotion persists. People still search for updates, still replay that wedding clip, still whisper, "What if?" before falling asleep. In an era of fleeting trends, this enduring curiosity says something profound about human nature, that we crave stories that remind us of connection, of sincerity, of the possibility that two souls might recognize each other even under the spotlight. Kai and Tan Songyun gave the world a glimpse of that possibility, and once seen, it's impossible to forget. Perhaps one day they'll reunite for another project. The rumor has already begun circulating that producers are planning a sequel or spiritual successor to their original series. Fans are already campaigning online, trending hashtags like hashtag reunite Kai Songyun and hashtag Starlight Returns. Whether it happens or not, the yearning itself speaks volumes. People don't just want to see them act together again. They want to feel that familiar electricity, that fragile warmth that made the world believe in love again. And if they do meet again under the same cinematic sky, the audience will hold its breath, not for spectacle, but for that one, unguarded glance that will confirm everything they've always known. Because love, whether real or performed, has a way of revealing itself through the smallest gestures. Kai and Songyun's story isn't about proof. It's about faith, the faith that connection, once formed, never truly fades. So perhaps this isn't just a love story between two actors. It's a story between them and the world, a shared heartbeat that continues to echo across time and screens. It reminds us that, even in a world built on fiction, truth still finds a way to shine through. Because sometimes, all it takes is one mistaken rumor to reveal something profoundly real. Thank you for joining this journey through the quiet magic of Kai and Tan Songyun's story. If their bond has touched your heart, please subscribe to TinTUC24H. TM, share your favorite moment in the comments, and tell us which scene still makes you believe in love that lives beyond the screen. Your voice keeps this story alive, and as long as we keep believing, the light between them will never fade.